Greetings and welcome to the United Hotspots. This is a quick update on our injury situation. My name is Webb, and certainly quite a number of players injured at Manchester United, but some of them are about to return. I'll start it off with Mason Mount, who is expected to return on the 16th of this month of March, having suffered a long injury that has seen him off for the most part of his current short start at Manchester United. The reason is a calf, shin, and heel injury that has disturbed him, and he's expected to be returning soon in this month of March. On the 16th, that's when we do hope to have him. So he could probably be available, probably on the bench as we do take on Liverpool in the FA Cup. But I think it's a good thing that he's slowly but surely headed back to his return. He has been training for some time now on grass. He will start training with his teammates. So there is hope that Mason Mount will return. And I think his return would probably give us something different because honestly, we are still trying to look for ways to make it work. Eric Ten Hag is trying to get players in and trying to see how they fit into what he does. And Mason Mount is one of those who has honestly not got so many opportunities because of injuries. But obviously, his return will certainly be a good mark for him, a good time for him to try and salvage his season as we head into the summer, where we expect a lot of changes to be made by Sir Jim Ratcliffe and Ineos. Now, the other player is Aaron Wan-Bissaka, who is also expected to return on the 16th of the same month of March. Bissaka has been out for some time. He was injured, then returns to training, gets injured again. So he has been out for quite a bit of time now. But there is hope that he could be returning on the 16th of March as well. That is on the eve of our game against Liverpool in the FA Cup. Very important news that because it gives us a good edge, or especially knowing that we do not have a natural left back in the team. Aaron Wan-Bissaka has before shown that he can be an able deputy for both Tyrell Malaysia and Luke Shaw, who are out for a longer period of time. So beautiful stuff there when it comes to Wan-Bissaka. I think it gives us a good boost to try and save Lindelof from the torture of playing on the left because he struggles there, doesn't he? Then the other injury update I do want to give is Harry Maguire. He's expected to return as we do take on Everton in our next game on the 9th of March. Harry Maguire is expected to return. He was again also injured. Just I think he has missed 2 games so far because of injury, but it wasn't so bad an injury with him, and that's why he was ruled out for just a few weeks. But unfortunately, he was picking up his form, then gets injured. It's bad. You don't want to see it. And when these players start getting these injuries, it usually never ends. But he is expected to be back for our game against Everton on the 9th of March. Now, that would be a huge boost to that central defense because we do know that Johnny Evans as well. We remember how Eric Ten Hag said he wasn't at 100% as we played Manchester City. So obviously, you want someone to come in there and fill that void, especially knowing that we do not have a left back and Lindelof is the one Eric Ten Hag prefers to play there. So it means you want to see Harry Maguire in playing with Varane in central defense if Evans is out, who will most likely not start the next game, even if he could be available on the bench because of how unfit I think is clearly beginning to be because of his age and all. But Maguire's return again will also depend on how good he is when he returns from this injury. But the fact is, he was an on-form player before getting this setback, and we certainly rate him as an important player in that game. Marcus Rashford is among those who just joined the list. Of course, Eric Ten Hag stayed. He pulled him off against Man City because he was also not 100%, just like Johnny Evans. He's expected to return for our next game on the 9th of this month of March as we do take on Everton. So that's not a big concern for us when it comes to Marcus Rashford. Good update there. Then the other important player is Rasmus Hojlund. Now, many people have been talking about Hojlund, and I've seen reports actually suggesting that he could be there on the bench when we do take on Everton. Well, he's expected to return in this month of March. Remember, he was ruled out for 2 to 3 weeks, so he could return in the next game, or he could return for the FA Cup game on the 17th. So I think we don't have a clear date yet, but he traveled with the team to the Etihad Stadium, though he was not part of the guys who played, but he traveled with them to the Etihad Stadium, of course, to get that atmosphere of the Manchester Derby. And we are hoping he could be available at least on to make the bench maybe against against Everton. So that would be a huge boost for me, even if he's just on the bench. I think it's good because you know that he could come in at any point and as a substitute to try and get back to match fitness. For me, if he travels with the team, it would be a good statement because that then would mean that chances are he would be fully available for Liverpool. So if he travels and is on the bench against Everton, for me that would be a very good development for Manchester United, a huge one at that. So let's see how that goes. For Tyrell Malaysia as well, he got some setback in his recovery. I think it will take a little longer than we expected. He could be returning also in April when we expect back Lisandro Martinez as well, because Martinez is also expected out until the end of this month. So in early April, we could be seeing him. So is Tyrell Malaysia, but I don't think we should dwell so much on Malaysia because I mean the guy has not been playing for so long a time. Even if he returns to fitness, he needs to come back and get into the game mode. He has been not playing for a long time, so he needs time to get into game mode. So for Malaysia, we can say we need to be really, really patient. Luke Shaw is out until the summer. So for Luke Shaw, he will not be playing football for the rest of the season. It will take a miracle for him to return. For him, his issues are completely bad. It will be until after the summer that we could expect him to return to play in this team. Bruno has not been looking 100% for me, honestly. He has been worrying me. I hope he doesn't join the long list. But he's fit for now. Let me not jinx him, but I'm just looking at the future. And I'm saying he doesn't look 100% in the past couple of games. That would be a sad bit if he got injured, but uh, he's not. Not say that he is. So those are the quick updates for you. What could the surprise could be Rasmus Hojlund coming back for Everton and at least appearing on the bench, or maybe an unused substitute, or comes in late. But it could be a very brilliant update for Man United because then it would psych the rest of the players, knowing that their big guy is back and supporting from a closer distance on the bench. Then I think it would be good to see that happen. It will also bring some bit of energy in the Man United supporters who have been depressed low key after that loss to Manchester City. So beautiful stuff there. But for now, guys, of course, the research going on around Carrington is what is making these injuries come in huge numbers. Injuries are normal in football, but if they attack one club so many a time, it doesn't look no. It then becomes abnormal. So, question is, what is the problem? And those are the answers that Sir Jim and his Ineos team are trying to get. So, whatever answer they get, I think for us, all we need is the solution. Are we going to get a solution from this former head of medical at Arsenal? Are we is he going to give us a proper solution because it's looking worrying, it's looking dangerous. Players are getting so injured. What has got to be done? What is causing it? That's the biggest problem we are facing at Manchester United for now. It's a huge concern, but we still have players who we believe can be able to give us the results regardless. It's our time of misery in terms of injuries, but that should not mean we cannot be winning games of football against small teams, especially at Old Trafford. So, Everton, not a small team, but we should be able to beat them regardless who is available for selection in the next game. So, we'll be back here to talk about it, but I wanted to give you a quick update on this whole injury situation. Some of the injuries are not really communicated. Players today, football is changing a bit. That it's becoming, not right. Players are not exactly comfortable for of clubs to or with clubs giving out their injury knowledge, their health situation, and making it known to the public. Making these injuries public. That yes, this one has this injury, and all explaining to the details. Sometimes certain injuries are concealed. Yeah, certain injuries are concealed, but because I think also tactically, a club might prepare for you, knowing that your player has been suffering this kind of injury for a long time. They will know how to perhaps resurrect that injury in terms of how they execute their tactics and stuff. So there are reasons now. So lately, these clubs do not want to reveal the particular details of which injury a player is facing. And I see no problems with it really. If it's protecting the players, they're the most important part of the team. For me, I'm for it. So long as we do get players fit, that's the most important thing, and playing. So that's it. I just want to give you that quick injury update because I do know and believe it's so important considering where we are headed towards the final race, the home stretch that is looking tight. 11 points off top four. doesn't look good at all. But looking bad doesn't mean it's impossible. My name is Webb. Subscribe to the United Hotspot, and I'll be back